So do me a favor, to all my brown girls who are starting college, you actually don't have to date the first guy that gives you attention. And believe me, I know I'm speaking from experience because I was super sheltered in high school, didn't really date, was a late bloomer. So when I got to high school, I was like, when I got to college, I was like, oh my God, it's like open season. And like all these guys are like starting to give me attention and like everyone's being so social. And literally like the first guy I met on the first day I moved in, I ended up dating him on and off for a year. Why? You don't have to settle for someone's crusty, dusty side.
Because see, a man like this is the enemy of all things logical. All things logical. The situation he is in with a...
This video discusses commentary and opinions expressed by a comedian on a podcast. The views described are Corey Holcomb's opinions, not statements of fact, and are presented for commentary and discussion purposes only. This video does not endorse harassment, abuse, or violence, and any descriptions of controversial statements are included strictly to explain the source material. Viewer discretion is advised. Corey Holcomb's latest episode of 5150 sparked immediate reaction after he turned his attention to the ongoing public conversation surrounding Akaash Singh and his marriage to Jasleen. Framed as cultural commentary rather than reporting, the episode leaned heavily into Holcomb's confrontational comedic style, blending character critique, relationship skepticism, and deliberately provocative social views. A central theme of the episode was Corey's outright rejection of modern relationship coaching. He argued that a real relationship coach does not affirm how someone feels, but instead tells them uncomfortable truths they already know deep down. In Corey's framing, people who seek validation rather than correction are not genuinely ready for guidance. From that foundation, he positioned Akaash Singh as the opposite of what a relationship coach should be.
It's a lot of them, y'all. Whenever somebody say relationship coach, that's sucker shit, homie. If you got a real relationship coach, you ain't ready to hear the truth. You ain't ready to hear the truth. A real relationship coach is going to tell you something that in your heart you know is right, not how you feel about it. You know it's right. This man used to have the audacity to stand on stage and he ain't had no material for real, tell people about their relationship. And his relationship is in shambles.
Wait, he
because,
makes fun of their relationships?
Yeah, he act like he telling you you're fucked and all like that. Listen, his wife, if you listen to her speak, I'm talking about this...
And they're still married.
Akash Bagash type. What is his name again?
Akash Singh.
Akash Singh.
And they're still married.
I invite you to come to a debate with me, sir, because see, a man like this is the enemy of all things logical. All things logical. The situation he is in, that's her. People was talking about, oh, they're so cute a couple. He gave her a ring so big on video. That's all she could talk about was the ring. Still didn't kiss him in the mouth.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at her looking away on every kiss.
Oh, well, so if she hasn't even kissed him in the mouth, you know he hasn't gotten, you know what?
You already said what I'm thinking, D.
Quick reminder, this is commentary on public clips, no hate or harassment intended. Corey repeatedly questioned Akaash Singh's credibility, portraying him as someone with no real material on relationships and labeling him the enemy of all things logical. He suggested that Akaash's public positioning as a relationship authority collapses under scrutiny once his personal life becomes part of the conversation. At several points, Corey issued an open invitation for debate, framing it as a challenge to Akaash's logic rather than a personal feud.
Old girl and him are extreme. He's a for the game. She brags about how she was in college. I would debate him. But I wouldn't be caught hanging with a man like that. Because a man like that is going to bring you down, and he's going to bring a woman that ain't around you and expect you to respect her. But Corey the bad guy. everybody he's around who allow him to be around after this information has been put out there is I invite them to debate me too.
Oh, she looks like she's kind of pulling away from him in a lot of the
Look, man, if you see some of these videos, I know a lot of my audience don't know nothing about these people in this, but I'm just trying to show y'all what goes on in this world. But you think Corey's advice is bad because my advice is head on. Let me tell y'all something.
Says a lot about him too. If he thought that he married her and she was a, how do you think you're with a virgin? What kind of were they having? In other words,
do you know what a looks like by the time
she's
she's 20?
But that's what I'm saying. He had to know.
Strong words from Corey, but they're critiquing the situation, not intended to incite harassment. Much of the episode focused on Corey's observations and interpretations of Akaash Singh's public interactions with his wife, Jasleen. Corey fixated on video clips and social media moments, particularly emphasizing the symbolic clash between grand gestures and perceived emotional distance. One moment he repeatedly referenced was Akash presenting Jasleen with an extremely large ring on camera, contrasted with what Corey described as an absence of visible physical affection, specifically a lack of mouth-to-mouth kissing. To Corey, this disconnect represented performative commitment rather than genuine intimacy. These statements were not presented as verified facts. The episode also veered into Corey's long-standing worldview about virginity and supervision, where he asserted that true virginity barely exists in the modern world. According to Corey, once someone is no longer under strict parental oversight, innocence is inevitably lost.
Have you ever seen a before? If you haven't witnessed childbirth, you haven't seen a once they are let outside to play. Did you hear me? America, did you hear me? Once a girl is let outside the supervision of people that care about her, normally parents. Once she's left outside the supervision of her parents and let outside to play, I know you don't want to believe me, but I'm here to tell you, this is the real part of the world right here.
These views were delivered as absolute truths in his monologue, though they are widely considered extreme, outdated, and offensive. Taken as a whole, the episode was less an investigation into Akaash Singh's relationship and more a vehicle for Corey Holcomb's worldview. The marriage served as an example through which Corey expressed deeper beliefs about masculinity, authority, intimacy, and pride, beliefs that intentionally clash with contemporary values.